Here, Lost Cause Garage. So this is the main bar of the boat cover. The boat cover thing that holds the boat cover up. And Tyler and I welded this years ago in our pajamas in the driveway, and we got this out of the garbage. It was an old jungle gym at the local pool. And now, so it works great, except it doesn't come apart. So once you take it off, it's just totally in the way. So I had welded it together. Now I just drilled this hole with the step bit from Harbor Freight. So step bit, you can start with a small hole and just get bigger, bigger, bigger. Really awesome and cheap, really cheap. So the idea is, so the other section will come up and just go on there, and then I bolt it on with the bolts. Got to clean these up a little bit because they're a little goobered. Anyway, that's the plan, and I think it's going to work great. Okay, Lost Cause Garage. All right, welcome back, Lost Cause. All right, so I'm back on the Billy Goat leaf vacuum, and I'm just continually impressed with how poorly designed it is. Right now, what I'm working on is, here's where the air blows out. So leaves come in, spin around, and they try to get them stuck in the container, and there's a little filter on the top. But the problem is that the air blows out towards the front of the machine, so it's a vacuum cleaner in essence, right? And so you're pushing it along, and you're sucking up leaves, but in the meantime, air is blowing out and blowing the leaves that you're trying to vacuum, which you'd think anyone designing it would, or testing it, would realize immediately that that's a problem. The other problem, which I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do yet, is this. This is what you do. That thing flips down and flips underneath and gets sucked up by the suction, and it allows the hose to be used. Well, as you can see, it has all kinds of problems. Like, the one problem is it hits this metal. I put this on so I wouldn't have to bend over so much. It hits that metal bar, which could be because this thing's got crumpled, maybe. The second thing is you have to pop up the front of the machine for it to flip over, which is a pain. So I think what I may try to do is utilize these, about 2 of these, and I may try to slide this thing forward and backward. Instead of flipping it, slide it. Now the question is, like, will there be so much suction that it doesn't slide well, or whatever? Anyway, cross that bridge when we come to it. The other problem is, I mean, this is just, so many machines are like this. You have this hose dangling here, right? But there's no way, like, if there was a little hook built in, or added, you just flip the hook on there. I mean, flip the hose onto the hook. So anyway, I'm going to try this. I just created a pathway to blow the air off to the side, which would be so simple. But once I fix that and that, I mean, it works, right? It definitely sucks the leaves up. The other thing, the pet peeve, I mean, just like this thing is made for midgets. It's just so low, and it's so complicated to get only that high. Why not have the handle much higher? Who knows why they would do that? It's just so over-engineered already. And the fact that it only goes so high. All right, maybe I'm taller than most, but. No, actually, that's not horrible. But I mean, say you want to reach under a bush or something, that's not going to happen. I mean, that is kind of nice. Although, it still sticks out. Like, why doesn't it come like that? Right? Why does it have to stick like that? Who knows? These are the questions. Lost cause. It's a few hours after that video. It is smoking hot, humid. So I took the box blade off of the tractor and finally put the brush hog onto the machine, hooked the brush hog up to the tractor. And I just went nuts yesterday. I drove through a bunch of, you can't really see too much, but over there, it was totally overgrown, like brambles and bushes and thorn, whatever. Anyway, I don't know if you can see this, but all these vines got caught in it. But I was just driving through the hedges, and this thing ground up everything. It was awesome. So I may go for another rip today. That. And at some point, I'm going to try to get all of these attachments more organized and more available. You know that weeds are growing up again. But that was pretty awesome. I would have loved to have videotaped it, but it was just, I'm just too lazy. But maybe I'll get some footage of it working today. And see, right, I mean, here's just grass, but provided there's no stump, you can drive through all kinds of stuff. Lost cause. Yep, I'm back on the Billy Goat. First step is to take off the flipper thing, the thing that slides on there. And hopefully this won't be too hard. It's nice, this bolt is captured, so if it's not spinning, which is good. Seems super captured. Woo! Alright, got the other one. There we go. One thing I like about working out here with these tools is I got this ratchet, Craftsman ratchet at a garage sale along with another one, and neither one worked. They were all jammed up, and so I took them apart, cleaned them out. They're actually really well made. The number of teeth generally determine one aspect of the quality. All right. The bolts up, but they're kind of stuck. So let's see. Let's see if they can just pop out. And I want to say captured. Captured. No washer. All right. So you can see all of this mumbo jumbo over here is mine. I gotta say, it does work, but it's not what I want. Anyway, let's see where we go from here. All right. So I'm taking off these edges, trying to anyway. So it's all. Hold your ears. La 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 la. That was easy. So now I've got the brackets off, the original brackets that allowed it to pivot around. And let's see here. So I think it went like this. Did it? Like this. Ah, yes. It went like this. Or not. I can't really remember. I should have wrote that down. Bunk. Bunk. No, it has to be like this. Oops. Sorry. Because there's a magnet, when it's up, it's held. And so it was going like this, dunk, and then it gets sucked up. And so now, this used to pivot like this. And I think I'm just going to try to flip it up. So now, maybe switch sides even, and see if I can now just get it to slide on this bracket somehow. So, lost cause. It's a lost cause. The plan is to make a bracket for this thing to slide back and forth. And then really on the front you could just pull, well, yeah, you could just use the cable to pull it, or maybe have a little thing sticking out. Of course, you want the front of the vacuum to be able to go right up against stuff. So, cross that bridge we'll get to. The first step, I'm going to make brackets for each side for them to slide on, and I'm going to use the same holes that these brackets are using. And so then once I get it sliding, we'll go from there. But first, I got my rivet box out, and I was doing some riveting, so I'm going to clean up the wall skulls. So, making some 8-inch brackets. Thought I'd show you the sparks. Tell you, thing's a monster. So the question is, did I blow the GFI? Or, oh crap, I had the effing air conditioner running. Oh, that'll do it. Let's just check the GFI real quick. Nah, I blew the wind downstairs. All right, right back to you, lolskulls. I flipped the breaker downstairs in the utility room. You know, we're planning to get a freezer, and thought I would run power up. I already ran 220 up for the welders. I was sharing the circuit for the dryer, and that sucked because I'd be welding and the people in the house would know, and they would turn on the dryer, and then we'd blow a fuse. But now it's got its own circuit, and I think it's time to put the big AC over there on its own circuit. Anyway, what was I doing? Ah, yes! Let's finish cutting this bracket. Okay, got the brackets. So the idea of these will be beautiful. outside. On the outside, on the outside. And this thing is going to slide in. Quite well now. So they really don't need to be 8 inches, but. Right, so this. That's it right there. Holes here. So we have to have some kind of stop so they don't pop out the back. But I think that'll be easy. Put a little bolt or weld or something on there. All right, it's gonna work. Of course, I've said that before. Oh, I fitted up the bracket, and I'm gonna use one of these step drills. Got these at Harbor Freight. I mean, people give Harbor Freight grief, but these are, for the cost, they're just, I mean, they're unbeatable. Guess I should figure out how big I want the bolt. Looks like it's 3/8. So I can use this. Okay, according to this third one is 3/8 right here. So I'm just going to try to go up to that and see what happens. Starting. Boy, I can do better than that. Alright. That was awesome. Not quite 3/8, but that was good. Hot. Oh, I was supposed to go to the fourth one. I went to the third one. Unfurled and such. Damn, I love these things. All right, now we're gonna fit that up. See what happens. Lost Cause Garage. So, I'm making a little bracket for the front of the Snuffelonomous. And the idea is, I already showed you this, but this tray slides up like that, and when it's all put together, it kind of works. Anyway, and it blocks the air so that the suction then comes out of this top. And what I've done is built a bracket. It's going to be on there like that. It's going to slide on those two pins, hopefully. And it was a bear to get aligned. But now, I think I got it. It's not sliding super smoothly, but it will, I think. So, weird angle, right? Anyway, that's what I've been up to. I made guides out of bolts and washer in that case. I wish I had a little pipe, like a pipe about that size. That would have been great, but whatever, it's working. Lost cause. Yeah. So I've been working on Snuffelonomous, who is a leaf vacuum, or is really an anything vacuum, but. And one of the problems was, I have so many problems with this thing. I mean, I probably showed this already, but one problem was the air would blow out and blow the leaves away so you couldn't vacuum them up. Another problem was that the hose would just flop down and get in the way. So I put this little, just clamped a piece of wood on there. And then probably one of the biggest problems was this thing here. this, I put this tray on here so that this thing can just flip up now. And there we go. To block off the suction from down here and cause this to work. And before you had to lift up the front from back there, from the handle, and somehow flip the thing down and get it to suck up into, anyway. So even though this is far from perfect, it's way better than it was. So the next step is to make a lever to operate this thing. So you can probably see these pins I put in. You can see these two pins. Here's a pin here and a pin here. And they slide on that rack. Let's see if we can get it to work. Yay! 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 So it's a little stiff still, but it's working. Let's go.